Okay, first of all, 106 degrees. There you go. Scorching here in Yuma, Arizona. And I'm doing anything I can to distract myself from the fact that I have no kitchen right now. And I need to get going and finish my kitchen project, but good God, I need a distraction right now. So, what a great time to do this. We're going to replace the strings on the EXALT 35. The EXALT 35 is around 9 months old. I got it in October of last year. So, it is a 70-pound bow, so it's going to chew up strings more than my Echelon. But, my Echelon, I put gas bowstrings on there, and the gas bowstrings are holding up really freaking well. So, I thought I'd get a pair for the EXALT 35. It's been about, I just recently posted my first video in like 6 months, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't even really know it had been 6 months since I posted the video, and the video I posted was terrible. This one that I just posted about a couple days ago was okay. Um, but I'm just getting back to it just because life has been just terrible. Not terrible, but it's been busy, hectic, all that jazz with work, the kitchen project, and everything else I got going on. So I thought I'd capitalize on this momentum and replace the strings on my bow. This EXALT 35 has been a great shooter. I will tell you, I will admit, I'm going to fucking put this thing on a tripod because it is fucking heavy. I'm sure that was just riveting content right there. But EXALT 35. Had it for about a year. This thing has been really good. I really like it. She is a hefty gal, so that's going to come into play. Running low on battery. This video is going to be a fucking shit show, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. Started this. Anyways, EXALT 35, excellent shooter. I will admit that I do not shoot this as well, or I did not shoot this as well as the Echelon, but I don't shoot anything as well as the Echelon. It is literally the perfect bow for me. It fits me so well. I can pick it up after shooting this thing, after shooting anything else, and it just falls right back into place. It's the perfect bow for me. I'm never going to sell it. It's going to be my competition bow for the rest of my life, basically, until I find something better. But I don't know that I would. It's 106 degrees. Hydrate, ladies and gentlemen. But I will admit that I did struggle a little bit early on with the learning curve of this bow. Now, the learning curve has been, instead of a, steep, rocky ascent, it's been sort of a hill. And the more time I put behind this bow, the more it felt like the Echelon. But they do shoot differently, a little bit. But I can tell you that I've shot other people's bows, and it's this bow is night and day compared to me shooting other people's bows. That blinking light in the background, but by the way, the flashing light is the warning that light needs to be replaced. So I had to do the other one. That one, haven't had the time to do that yet. So if that's annoying, sorry, it's gonna happen. Anyways, the learning curve on this bow took me a while, but the more time I spent behind this bow and switching it off back and forth between this bow and the Echelon, the better I got with it. And now I am excellent with this bow. I'm very happy with it. I knew it'd be a good choice for me, and it has proved good so far. And I had to play around with the weights on my stabilizers. So right now I have two of these. No idea how much they weigh back here, and then I have two up front. So that has calmed and steadied this bow down by quite a bit. So I've also done a whole lot of tuning to it. The set technology didn't work out as well as I thought it would. If I had a preference on the method of tuning, I would probably go with the Matthews system or the Bowtech system of tuning. That system seems to be absolutely bulletproof and rock solid. This stuff, this set technology, not really convinced it does a whole lot. But I've worked with it a little bit, and then played around with some of the cables and putting twists and taking twists out, and it's flinging arrows really well right now. So put a lot more time tuning this bow than I've put into any other bow. So I think that's been a good thing for me to really try to tune this, because the Echelon, we set it up and I haven't done anything since. I haven't done anything to it since. That's it. It's set up and it shoots every arrow like a laser beam, super straight. So, but I just had a Sunday Fun Day where I kicked everybody's ass with this thing, and I'm very, very happy with it, and I am very confident in taking it hunting this fall. And I will be going hunting this fall come hell or high water. Didn't get to do it last year because some things on private land fell through. And then we just did not have time to do anything last year because I was helping other people with their hunts and stuff like that. So we are going to hunt this year, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be fantastic. And this is going to be the bow that I hunt with. And I'm really hoping to get a deer with this year, either in Arizona or maybe in Ohio. I have all my saddle stuff here, so I could take that back to Ohio, do some saddle hunting when I'm back there, because I'm about to have a niece, and it's going to be awesome. So she's going to come in December. I'm very excited about that. Very excited to meet her, and very excited for my sister and my brother-in-law. So without further ado, let's drink some kidney killer and replace the strings on this bow. I need one of these right now. It's fucking, I have no energy to do anything right now, so. Oh, been burning the candle at both ends. Let's get this road on the show. Now, before I do anything, here's what I want to do. Now that I have some tools of the trade, I want to see how much I have lost. Fucking focus on the Garmin, you piece of shit. There we go. I want to see how much feet per second I have lost, or how much, not how much I've lost, how much I will gain by replacing the strings on this bow, if any. So we're going to do chronograph with the Garmin and see what this bow is shooting right now. And one of these arrows is, there we go, 411.676432 10, 11. We'll call it 411, 411.6. So 411.6 grains on these kinetic pierces, and then we're going to see what they shoot out right now, what this bow shoots at right now with those 411 grain shafts, and then we're going to see what happens when we put the new strings on. All right, here's my setup. First of all, do you think I have enough tripods? I have one for the phone to record the one that has the Garmin on top of it for the speed, and then I have also the one holding up main camera. I have way too many fucking tripods. This is so complicated. Oh, and I need my release. Damn it. Fuck. Okay. This release has been in my truck all fucking day, and it is boiling hot. Boiling hot. Okay. We've got our Garmin. Power. New session. Bow. Yes. Let's freaking start this. I hope you guys enjoy this. There we go. So 411, 400. 11.5. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. First shot. That's recording, right? Okay. We should be good. First shot. Old strings. $293. I've heard that these Garmins are notoriously inaccurate on the first shot, so let's do all 4 in the quiver. Let's see what we get. 294. Maybe not. Maybe it's right on. 294. $292. Oh, haven't done that in a while. $294. About 293 is gonna be our average. That focus sucked, but whatever. So back to the garage. One thing to mention, that actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. One thing to mention that I have added to this bow are these new stabilizers. I made these stabilizers with a lathe to machine the aluminum caps that go on this carbon fiber tube. I did it just because I thought it'd be a cool project. They're probably not as quality as like Quattro or something else, or some manufacturer that actually knows what the fuck they're doing. But I thought that it would be a cool project to do when I was back in Ohio, to make a couple of these. These ones are lighter than the ones I had on before that came off of my other bow that I made. The stabilizers that I made in Ohio for my other bow that I sold to get this one. So that one had carbon fiber rod, so it was heavier. These ones have carbon fiber tubing, so it's hollow on the inside, and then the aluminum caps are a lot smaller than the other ones. So this part right here, the aluminum, a lot smaller in diameter than the other ones. So I thought that'd be a cool project to do while I was back in Ohio, and they're a lot lighter than my other stabilizers. So I made pretty much the same length as my other ones. I still have the other ones. They're just not on anything right now. I might give them away to somebody. So these guys need to come off, and then this is the long boy, long stabilizer, and then I got these. They are the fuck, I forget what they're called, but they're the official elite bipod for the racks system. So it goes on the bottom of the bow, and it also has the sling mount for it. So these things are pretty nice. They were $90. So there's that. Do with that information what you will, but they're pretty nice. It feels really high quality made, and it's very stable for a 35-inch axle to axle bow. So I really like it. I think they're worth it. I think they're worth it to get. The bipod that I had on it before, too tall. These ones have a range of motion that you can move it around, but I always keep it in the same spot. And it comes off just like that. Let's put this thing in. Take the quiver off. Put that right there. And then I know what we have to do. That's why I put it in here. I knew there was a reason why I was putting this up in here. I knew it. We are going to take the limb stops off first. Is that focusing? Yes, it is. Okay. We're going to take the limb stops off real quick. You don't want these guys to be in here when you are pressing this bow. There we go. There's number one. It's just easier. There's number two. Okay. This thing, I think, is ready to go in the press. Okay. Side. All right, so these are the stock strings. I believe they're winner's choice. I think that's what all elites get shipped with. But even though they are less than a year old, there's some things on these strings that gave me some hints that the strings needed to be changed. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So down here on the cable, where it right up where it contacts the cam, the serving on the string is just absolutely coming undone, and it's caused by rubbing on the cam and stuff like that. So nick it there, but that's fine. That. And then same thing down here on the opposite side where it's just getting kind of worn and frayed and the serving is kind of coming loose. So, and then up here by the peep sight, we've got some fibers that are, coming out, and it's just kind of getting old. So, that being said, I haven't really noticed any accuracy issues. Like I said, it's kind of, I don't know that much about strings, to be brutally honest with you, but I don't think that affected me a whole lot. I don't think I shoot my bow well enough to know the difference between a brand new set of strings and old strings. I think that with these, obviously the serving up here protects the actual string, because this part that is coming undone kind of goes into the groove, and then I think it protects it. But I don't know. I haven't noticed any instances of wild accuracy or anything like that. Like I said, I don't think I shoot my bow. I'm not good enough of an archer to know the difference between shooting a new set of strings and not. I could go shooting this for another 2 years and I probably wouldn't notice the difference either. But these things are getting worn, so it's a good idea to replace them just because replace worn parts, and who knows what kind of wear and tear old strings could cause to the rest of your bow. So I think it's a good idea to replace them. Plus, I get to make them pretty colors. See? Purple. Flow purple and black. I think it's going to look mighty sexy with these things on it. So, here we go. Okay, let's go with the main string first, I think. Let's mark where our peep goes so that we can just get right on that, so we don't have to measure anything or do any of that. We can also probably do D-loop. Well, we don't have to do D-loop. Okay, so let's start off with the main string. Let's start with the main string. Okay. Everything looks good. Looks very straight. Okay. Thing that I learned from doing all of these Genesis bows from my class is Genesis bows are not hard to restring, but if you've never restrung a bow before, it can be quite intimidating. I learned to do the strings one at a time. So that's what I'm going to do here, one at a time. I used to take pictures and stuff like that. I don't think that's necessary anymore. You just do them one at a time, and you'll be good to go. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our new strings, get those out of the bag. We've got our old string laying across this right here. There's probably a better way to do this, but I'm not really thinking real well. Those are the cables. Okay. And this is your main string. Okay. So I'm going to take this clip off of here like this. Take our string off. Okay. And we got to switch it around because peep is up here. What we're going to do is line them up. So. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to mark my D loop right there, and right there. Bang. And then this up a bit. Same thing with the peep. And we may need to change this because it might not perfectly match up, but that's fine. We can do that later. We're going to go right here and right here. That's where our peep should be sitting. Right there. Go ahead and replace our main string. Let's do this. this paper clip off here. I need a freaking wide angle is what I need. Wide angle lens. Feed that through there. That's going to clip on to right here. There we go. This goes all the way around here. And all the way around here. And attaches right there. Obviously, we're going to check this for its fit up because we may need to, we're going to put the D-loop on here, but I just wanted a starting point for the, that's why I did the cheater. And then of course, we've got the peak up here. So, but that is your main string and it's that easy. You string one at a time and everything will be fine. So now we're going to do the cables. Okay. So I am actually going to take a picture of the cables because that's what I've learned from myself. So if we're looking at our cable guard, they cross underneath and it goes from right, crosses underneath, and this one crosses underneath. Okay, so let's do the one that crosses underneath first. Let's loosen that just a scotch. Loosen that, and we can get this thing off of here. Hopefully. That might help. Bang. Okay. Talk myself through this. This goes there and underneath, and then attaches to the right side. Oh, haha, I loosened the wrong one. That's why you do them one at a time. Okay. Okay, now I think I need to take the cable guard off. Or loosen this. The LTR. This is one time where I wish I had like an extra cameraman to help with this kind of stuff, because this is just boring. Watching from a wide angle like this. Watching me fart around with this, probably doing everything incorrectly. But anyways. So now we've got, and these cables are identical, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. So let's do... Let's try this one on here first. Aha. Nope, I did that wrong. This is the part. You know what? Let me move the camera because this is going to be an important part. So, Jesus and I made this mistake last year with his competition bow. And what we did was we put this guy on the wrong way. What we did was we took this cable here and we put this on the wrong way. So what this does is I just put this on like this. So I went underneath first and then around and then attached it, but that is the wrong way to do it. So you actually have to go on top and then come down like this. And if you do that the wrong way, it feels like you're holding 100 pounds. So that's the way to do it. And then we run this through the LTR. Drop this. And this one goes underneath. Okay. And this goes underneath. Okay. Goes over the other side. Everything looks good. And then attaches to this guy over here. So we're good. Okay. Perfect. Okay. We appear to be good to go on that one, and that is their correct way. So, but what we're going to do on this one, just to make sure, is we're going to start right here and not only make sure that we put it on the right way, but also make sure that we have our servings on the right end, because these are not even. They're not even. The servings aren't evenly spaced. So this one comes underneath here. Okay, that one's easy. This one comes over top. This one comes over top. Okay, exactly like the other one. Perfect. Okay, so let's start on this end. Start on this end. Take this off. Okay. Take this off, and then, but the serving should be on the same length, so it's not. Okay, so that means it's the other side. Perfect. Put that in my mouth, and then this one is going to attach right here. Easy breezy. Okay. We follow that along, and this guy is already going over top, so that's good, and it crosses underneath. That's good as well. So now we need to loosen up this LTR again. Oh, no, we don't. We can tighten it up. Fuck yeah, dude. That worked out perfectly. Working on your bow the first time, it looks like you're doing brain surgery. But then once you work on it more and more, you get more confident, you realize that almost all these bows are exactly the same. Cables, main string, cams, that's it. Now we can take this guy off right here. And this guy's the easy one. So and he attaches right here, and that's our last one left. So this is a terrible angle. I apologize so profusely for this terrible camera angle. I'm a one-man show. Okay, so now that we got everything on here, we're gonna make sure everything is lined up in the cam. Oh. Okay. Here we go. Now I can attach that. I had them crisscrossed up here. Easy fix. Okay. We're gonna make sure everything is in the rail system. And when you put on new strings, like when you do the old ones, when you take off the old ones, when you take off the old ones and you do just enough for the string to be, loose. Oh, that was scary. When you put on the new strings, you realize how tight they are and that you need to compress your bow more to get them to fit on here. So we got that. It's all good to go. Everything's lined up in the cam. Actually, that one's lined up as well. So there we go. This looks like a bow that is ready. Everything's lined up. Good to go. Good to go. Crossing underneath. This one is crossing underneath. Good. Good. Yep. Looks normal. I was looking at this piece right here because the serving is kind of short, but I'm going to guess this string, when it compresses, it comes this way. Okay, so we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and get this thing out. It's kind of scary. This thing moved in the bow press. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Everything looks good. Everything's lined up. Got some cam lean down there, but that was the case with the other one. Oh, huh. I forgot that I did this. There we go. 6.4 archery. There we go. Purple strings. This thing looks pretty good. Let me think of what I want my next order of operations to be. Okay, next in the order of operations, what I always like to do when I get new strings on my bow is to put a D-loop on there and send approximately 150 arrows through this bow, because when I put on a new string and then I install my peep, the last couple of times that I've changed strings on my bow, if I put a peep on here right away after putting the D-loop on there, it always twists. So, thing to get around that, and I've been told with strings, with certain bow manufacturer strings, you don't have to do this. I call bullshit, because I mean, you've got to let these strings settle and do what they need to do. Whenever I put new strings on this and I put a D-loop on here and fire 150 arrows through this thing, after the 150 arrows, when I put the peep sight in, it never moves. So next in the order of operations is to install a D-loop so that we can send a whole bunch of arrows through this thing and maybe do a little bit of cleanup as well. So D-loop, a little bit of cleanup. Nah, I'll shoot it first. D-loop, put the draw stops back on, send 150 arrows through it, and then put the peep in. Let's do it. And I knew I might have to do this, but these silver lines don't exactly match up. So I'm just going to eyeball this for right now. And then once I put on the D-loop and get everything situated, I will change or see if this needs modified. So for right now, we're just going to make sure the D-loop is in the right spot and send 150 arrows through it, and then make sure that we are good to go on even through the burger holes and stuff like that. One thing that I'm going to do, this is fishing braid right here, and that's where I'm going to tie. That's what I'm going to use to tie my knot with. So this is melted in the Arizona heat, but there you go. Official bow cave string wax. Oh, yeah, that's melted. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I have no idea how to tie these knots, so fuck it. I also have enormous sausage fingers, so bear with me. This is not as easy as I would like it to be. There we go. Purple strings, D-loops on there. It's a little bit knock high, but that might not be such a bad thing. I think this is ready to throw about 150 arrows through it. So Again, I'm going to do that before I even put in the peep. So these things really have a chance to stretch and settle and do their thing. So we're also going to do a chronograph test. I don't know what the poundage on this. I do know what it was with the old strings. It was 70.5 pounds. And this is a 70-pound bow, so it was right on target. So we're going to throw some arrows through this thing and chronograph it and see what happens. I don't have the bow scale with me right now, but what I can do is I can do that later on and then show you guys within the video. All right, very first question that needs to be answered right now is, how fast is this thing going? Did we improve on speed? Did we do anything at all? There we go. On, and I'm at 11% battery on my camera. So we're gonna see if we can get this done real quick. 411.5, good, good. Let's test it out. What was it, 293 was the average? 293 to beat. And we'll see if I put the cables on, if I wrap the cables around the cam the correct way. If I did not, it'll feel like I'm pulling 700 pounds. So let's see. Arrow and bow, rest all the way down. Let's see. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Limb stops. Okay. And it didn't read. Great. It felt quieter though. That was interesting. It really did. Didn't read. Yeah, it feels a lot quieter. Let's see if we can get a reading on this one. It read that one. 296. Feels like there's less vibration as well, which there wasn't very much to begin with, but 296. Let's do this. Since the first two didn't read, we'll do that over again. But they were both 296. And this one will read. And I'm going to try to watch the arrow flight. Good. 296.4. No, that one didn't read. Exactly the same. That one didn't read either. Let me bring it away from the wall. See if we bring it away from the wall, if it gets any better. I'm probably out of shot. That was the third one, 295. I think that helped it. $296.8. There we go. Okay, we are nearing the end of our battery life. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna stop right here and I am going to pack up my shit, work on editing the first half of this video, and then come back tomorrow. Today's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday. I'll come back tomorrow and finish up the 150 shots and then tie in the peep. I'll see you tomorrow.